I want to start with the analogy of a basketball game. How sometimes you're in business and you're running day to day and you've got so many tasks and you actually don't take a step back and realize what game you're playing. What business are you in? And it would be like if you were playing basketball and you thought that you were playing dodgeball, but everybody else around you was playing basketball. And you're throwing the ball at the other team and they're like, "Thanks," and they go and score. And instead, you should be playing basketball with them. You should understand what the rules are and you should be playing that game. And also, we'll talk about this with margins, but you should know how to keep score and what the scoreboard is. And that's one of the biggest like light bulb moments for most people when they don't understand their business. They do look at the scoreboard, they get their financial statements from their accountant and they're like, "What? I've been working so hard and I've got nothing to show for it." So, anyways, we will jump into this a little bit, but for you, Chris, I want to know, what does it mean to know what business you're in and to not know what business you're in?
Wow, that's what a great topic. And by the way, when you were talking about dodgeball versus basketball, I'm like, oh my God, he has sat through some of our sales meetings. He's seen us throwing stuff at each other, and I think we've all been there. No, so this pandemic has been an interesting experience. Our industry, which I know everybody, if you're still here and you're listening to this, you're a survivor, right? So you know that we survived this near extinction event. We were shuttered for 16 months. I love the expression I heard the last 2 years. It's really, for me, has been the great rethinking. And really, it's forced me to apply the discipline, well, in a lot of ways, but one of the ways is deciding who we are, and more importantly, who we're not. So again, 41 full-time employees all the way down to 5. Now we're starting to be back up. I think you asked about the pain of not knowing who you are. I think we've all been there. I have chased revenue just for revenue because I thought that's what we needed to be able to grow and expand and add more people and add more inventory and maybe open in a new location where we could service people. And we really weren't thoughtful enough about why we were doing what we were doing. I think that was some of our pre-COVID mistakes. So now, with much more purpose, I'm saying, okay, who are we really? And if we're going to spend money, at the same time, we're going to dig out of the hole that the last 2 years got us in. We just need to be very purposeful in what we're doing. So, and by the way, I've talked to so many businesses and members in EDPA and IAEE and ESCA and the labor companies and the EACA, and everybody's in the same boat. We all want to get back, but we acknowledge you just can't go back to the way it was, and nobody's expecting it to be exactly how it was. So, for me, it's saying, okay, we believe our path and our vision, our future is going to be working with fewer customers in a more focused way. We want to be more in service to less customers, if you will. I've walked through my shop and I've seen 18 projects going on any given day. And we're building planter boxes for somebody that asked us to build planter boxes. And we're building a trade show exhibit over here. And somebody else, shipped us 9 crates and said, "Can you refurbish this? And oh, by the way, I need it done in 3 weeks." We just said yes to everything because we thought revenue was the answer to help us achieve our vision. And I think if I'm honest, I didn't do a good enough job really defining that and communicating that to everybody. So, new post-pandemic discipline is know who you are and choose who you are, decide who we're going to be. And, as we've talked about before, Cleo, this, by just saying I'm going to do that, all of a sudden it makes me say, okay, well then what are we going to offer? Who's our customer? It's not to everybody. It's going to be to a more finite group. In my particular case, Crew XP does not serve exhibitor brands directly. So we do not work directly with exhibitors. That's, a couple of million businesses we're saying no thank you to. We only work with trade partners, custom houses, exhibit dealers, experiential agencies, and we fulfill for their customer projects. We're the guys behind the guys. And so, I don't need a direct sales force, right? My partners provide, they target and acquire customers. We're just in service to them. I'm not trying to be in every event city in North America. We're picking two places, arguably the two busiest places where our build shops are going to be, and that's Las Vegas and Orlando. And we provide labor in some other places, but we're very strategic. Those are our hubs. What's a one day's truck drive so we can deploy quickly, because lead time is such a critical part of what the market is wanting right now. Also, more affordable transportation. Can we deploy quickly and affordably? So all of a sudden, instead of 50 cities and 50 states, we're focused on about 10 U.S. cities from two main hubs, and we believe, and with a collection of partners that have a customer base, and we're either their overflow shop or we're the primary back room in those cities for people that aren't in those cities. So really, instead of by being more in service to fewer people, it also has helped us realize from two main hubs, we can service about 10 U.S. cities. We're not trying to be, in 50 locations in 50 states, trying to be all things to all people. And it's been liberating. And more importantly, what we found is we're serving our customers better, and we're a more profitable company doing that.